important. So we must be nervous.
Must be.
Okay, my hair is good.
Hi, welcome to Tales from the Pole. I'm Erin Hart.
And I'm Brandon Jetty, and we have two wonderful guests here. We have the wonderful Sasha Saka. Make some noise, Sasha.
Hey, what's up, guys? Do I make noise for myself?
Woo!
Yeah.
And we also have the wonderful V Bentley. V, make some noise.
Hey.
Yay!
My noise.
These are both comedians, not strippers, not working in the adult industry that I
We
know
haven't
of.
talked them into it yet.
Also, have you guys ever gotten offers for any like weird sexual thing for money? Has that ever happened? Like panties, feet pictures? I'm getting a nod
Sasha's
already.
like, hell yeah.
No, I haven't.
You haven't? Okay.
Nah.
Well, let's get some of our viewers on that. I feel like we have creepy enough viewers. What have you had for that in that area?
Well, I was at a sex shop for 2 years, so I was there for a long time, a good amount of time, and I would get customers who would come in and be like, hey, like, how much can I pay you to do things? It would be like pictures, showing up at swingers parties.
Wait, just making an appearance at swingers parties, or you had to get involved?
I would definitely have to get involved, like, just based on their reaction.
Was it stated, or?
It was implied.
It was implied? Because he was just like rubbing his hands together like, you gotta come. You gotta come to this swingers party.
But I think you always have to have a price. I'd always be like, 50,000.
Yeah, like something ridiculous.
Like, and maybe they're going to do it one day.
He knows, though, that she's making minimum wage. So he's like, probably talk you down. Probably chip you down.
Well, we'd see. No, definitely he'd have to, like, pull out, like, he'd have to be the Bill Gates of swinger parties. Like, just like, bam, here it is. And I'd be like, maybe.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
How did he advertise the swinger parties? What type of were they?
Well, it was it was a very small interaction, so it wasn't lengthy and drawn out, and he wasn't like giving me like addies and deets or anything. It was more so like, like, hey, if you're into this kind of thing, we have these parties going on, and
could you tell from what he was purchasing? Did he have like a 6-pack of dildos? Kind of carrying out of the store.
Actually, he was.
Yeah, did you sell them in 6-packs?
No,
or just single.
It was more so like expensive toys. So he was buying like Lilos and
the glass.
We don't know. No one knows what
glass
Lilos
toys.
are.
Oh, sorry,
Lilos
are
from
those of you
Lilos and
watching.
Stitch. What? No. Okay. What is it? I don't know what a
Stitches
Lilo.
after
I don't know
the
what a
party,
Lilo.
we'd see it, but
You need a couple of stitches, couple of amateur
The glass
episiotomies.
The glass ones are very nice because some of them are very artistically like hand blown. Because
I meth heads.
Well, I worked at what was that club? Anyways, I worked at a strip club where they sold sex toys, and they were like the classy.
There was like
it
a
could be
top
on a
hat.
wind chime, but
hand blown dildo.
Sold with like a top hat on it on the dildo head. I'm like, wait, yeah, what's a Lilo?
oh, so Lilo is a brand. It is one of the
It
most
means
expensive
Ohana,
brands.
which means everyone is family. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Okay, go
No,
ahead.
it's okay. So it's a brand. It's one of the more expensive brands, and they are like at least $100 to $200 per toy. So he came in and he was like balling out. He was like, I want to buy 6 of these Lilo toys. So that's easily $1,000 depending
So
on
it's
what
like
he
the
was buying.
Gucci.
Yeah, it was like the
Whoa.
Tesla of all of the dildos in there. So it was pretty great. And
Wow.
yeah,
Elon
so he
Tusk.
was buying those, and
How do you know it's a Lilo piece?
it's the design is very discernible. So it's like a Tesla. Like it might be a
The
minivan looking thing, but
design?
you know that it's a Tesla. You
No,
know?
it's
did-
because
did-
when you come, you yell Lilo.
Yeah.
Is there a design? Is there an L on the side?
Like
Actually,
Laverne.
the
says
staple for
Lilo.
Lilos are they have a little like metallic, almost like silver or gold side piece that has the brand name on it. So you can't mistake it for anything else. It has the name on it, so you can't get like maybe you could get a fake one. Maybe
I like the girl that's superficial enough that's like, I can only come with Lilo dildos. Like, I need to see the plaque on the side. That's terrible. Okay.
Remember
Yeah.
the
Not
alleys?
superficial, they're better.
How people
Huh?
would go
Have you?
in.
Hold on. Have you had a Lilo? Did you know?
No,
what
no,
Lilo
no. I
was?
know what this shit is.
I've
Like,
never
yeah.
heard of Lilo.
Yeah.
I never have heard of it.
Yeah, like if you've
The
been
only
to, like,
brand
a
name
sex shop,
in
you
Sexo I know
like, what a
is
Lilo
I know Fleshlight. What is
Yeah.
that comparatively to Lilo's?
I would
That's
say
the
fleshlights for men's toys would be the Lilos. Like they would be like the,
Really?
Well, yeah, because I mean most fleshlights that I've seen, at least, like they start their pricing in the 50s, and for like a rubbery poon, it's definitely not worth $50. You know
This
how
one
much
was
did
a-
you pay for that?
That was a free gift with
it was a
purchase.
free gift.
That was
see
a
what I
free
mean?
gift
You
with
see what I mean?
purchase.
But she said
What's
it
wrong
was
with that?
$27. Remember?
I don't
See?
remember that.
Was it a gift with purchase from a sex shop, or was it a gift with purchase, like from like Walgreens or something?
Direct that question over here. It was
right.
adamandeve.com. Shout out to people that don't pay us yet. Adamandeve.com. Yeah, they just gave it to us. It was a free like gift with purchase. Ordered a bunch of weird random shit. Just very high. Smoked a lot of weed and we're like, let's just order all these, and we got all these free gifts. This was also another free gift. This is some sort of a rubber key
I thought we
to
got them
be
from.
held on a keychain, on a janitor's
Oh, yeah.
keychain. I don't know.
I think our vagina has a yeast infection.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So
It's
last
just
week,
plastic.
we actually put that around the bottle of vodka, and we were all taking sips from it, and that's how that went.
All
Just,
right.
yeah. So we do a very
can do it again.
intellectual pod. Yeah, if you want second or what is it, sloppy seconds?
No,
a week
those are-
later.
But I think it gives her an infection. Look, she talks.
Definitely just.
yeah, no, those are
Let's
those are
humanize
absorbent as
it.
fuck. Like whatever you guys
Absorbent?
did, like those.
Really?
That was enough of that.
Absolutely.
You know
Like,
what's
these are
weird?
absorbent as fuck. I'm like, all right.
It's like
There
the
we go with
ShamWow
that.
sex toys. You can just
It
sop
really
up any
is.
stain, you twist it out. $5.99 plus shipping and handling. You know
Maybe
what's
that's
weird?
What happened to that guy?
Listen. You know what's weird is there were lipstick stains from last
yeah.
week. Now they've been absorbed into this ShamWow pocket
I
pussy.
put lipstick stains on that when I drank the vodka.
Yeah. And so did Mistress K.
Oh yeah. She's the one who sells them.
Nice.
But not this one though. This one was my own. that
Oh,
brought
I
in.
thought she gave it to us.
No. I brought this one in. I brought it for my own collection.
Well,
this
thank
one,
you, Brandon.
You're welcome.
was sweet of
You're
you.
free gift with purchase. But yeah, thank you.
Absorbent
And
as
here's
fuck.
here's the other one. That reminds me of one of those sticky hands. Did you guys ever have the sticky hands in like?
Yeah.
in-
Oh.
That's
Yes.
great.
Dude, you're so Coachella ready.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Coachella, right? I
You-
think this would be so fun, and things would stick. To
You're
my clit.
you're a hippie from Deep Throat. I like that.
People will
That
be
was
like,
hot.
"Where'd you get that?"
It has hair stuck to it and everything now.
hair now.
That's so cute.
Brandon is
That's
spitting on the floor.
They would be like that, wouldn't they?
Don't worry.
Here, I can-
out of napkin cloth.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my god. There we go.
There we go.
Can we? Okay. All right. Well,
Decor.
We're going
Interior
we're going-
design.
We're going full on this.
Decorations.
Bam.
I don't know if
Oh,
the microphone's
my
gonna work
God.
as
Our
well.
mics are
If
naked.
you're
This
gonna talk
is-
through a
So
vagina.
boring.
Yeah.
Isn't that always the case? That's so sad. I have
I love how a fly has joined us.
I know. There's a fly.
perfect fly in
Special
studio.
guest.
It knew we had a plastic vagina. It's like I gotta come out.
It
for
did. This is weird. This is both a low and a high point in my life. I went talking into a rubber pocket pussy. I kind of felt like my life was gonna head in this direction anyway, though, but I just didn't know it'd
Here
be
we
filmed.
Are. Here we are.
And here we are.
Can I say that I'd
Yeah.
imagine that's exactly what you would do during sex? Like,
I think that's it.
Yeah, I give up on giving good head and I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on here? Hello, hey, hey."
So the Brandon's like
Sergeant
all
Mission here.
He's like enamored, looking at himself with the pussy. You said you had a strip club story.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
good
so
segue. I like that.
like right out of when I graduated college, I had a friend who
Sorry, real quick. Where did you go to college?
Yeah,
Just wanna know.
Cal State Fullerton.
Cal State Fullerton.
Yes.
Titans. I used to go to
Titans,
Troy High School right across the street from there.
All
Shout out
right.
to Troy High School. Talking to a pocket pussy now.
Yes, he's talking to
Huh?
me.
Guidance counselor proved you guys wrong.
Never thought he'd be doing this.
yeah.
Or maybe they probably
They
did.
said drug addict, but that's secondary to this. Look at this. Perfect.
Probably
I was
predicted
just
it.
like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, so Cal State Fullerton. Uh-huh.
Okay, so Cal State Fullerton. So after I graduated, I had a friend who frequented strip clubs. Like, you knew him, like the strippers by name.
We knew it was a male already.
yeah, yeah.
We
In that
already-
area?
Shit. No, not in Fullerton. It was, I want to say Arcadia.
Erin has a hidden talent. She's the Huell Hauser of strip clubs. She knows the history. She knows ownership of all in Southern California. And she's like, wow,
Wait.
Arcadia.
Was it Arcadia or Inland Empire? Okay, I
Rialto,
cannot
maybe?
remember.
Okay.
Okay, but
Aaron, wait, Aaron, do you know any of the names? in
I'm
that area?
thinking Angels or
No.
Hawaiian
Did you know?
Theater.
No,
Hawaiian
that's not the
theater.
one that we were at.
Sounds fancy.
Wait, I might be thinking of completely the wrong
Okay.
place. I think it maybe Deja Vu. No,
Oh yes,
that out
there,
there?
Deja Vu's
City
in
of
Fullerton.
Industry. But-
City of Industry. That was it. That was it.
Okay,
Deja Vu.
that's it.
So they have.
They are
it's
now
like,
closed.
You know what you would think of with the strip clubs, where with the velvet seats and stuff like that, which kind of
Okay.
creep me out.
I call it
'Cause I'm
home.
like, you can't really.
You can't
The
really.
velvet seats creep me out though.
Why?
Like, because you
Sperm.
can't wipe down a velvet seat.
Oh no.
There
no,
is
no,
DNA.
No,
Yeah.
there's
It's like a
lot of
hotel.
It's like a
DNA there.
pocket pussy.
It's,
Yes.
It is like a
Like
pocket.
a pocket
It's super
pussy.
absorbent,
Ugh.
and it's
why-
only that kind of soft one time before someone just ruins it.
You always want
is
your
the
own
wrong.
pocket pussy and velvet chair.
Yes.
Wow, look at these tips. I
But-
love it.
My friend decided, he was like, "Oh, you've never been to one? Like, I'm gonna buy you a lap dance." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever. Like, that's fine." So I had this really hot chick with really nice tits, and we went in the back. And
How was her
she gave me a
personality,
lap.
though? How was her personality?
This is
Hold
where I'm
on.
getting at.
Ooh,
Come on. Okay, this is where I'm getting to. Okay,
Back
okay.
down.
Thank you.
This is how awkward I am, though. We went into the back, and she gave me a lap dance, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so I was like, I know you're not supposed to touch them because it's inappropriate, so I sat on my hands.
You sat on your hands.
You don't have to sit on.
You
your-
have-
No, and
you
she
have
was
str-
like, honey, you
Jesus.
don't need to do that. But I was like
You have-
21. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
You do have strip club autism. I want you to know
I
that
do
right now.
have
You
strip club
have-
autism
You're
for
on the
sure.
spectrum.
Yes.
For strip club
no,
autism.
I
I
sat
want-
on my hands.
Jesus.
And I was like, this feels so awkward. 'Cause
Talked
I-
about Judge Wapner.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
talked about like random shit because I was like, this girl's like dancing, like doing things. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm supposed to do something. So I was just like, how's your day? Like, do you have any dogs? Like, it was so uncomfortable. I don't know if it was.
Ruiner.
I don't know if it was the easiest part of her day or completely the
No.
worst. She's just like,
It
"Shut
weirded
up."
her out.
It probably weirded
She
her out a lot because I have
immediately-
no idea what to do.
She immediately went to the back and snorted meth. She's like, I gotta forget about this. I need
It
to.
was all my fault.
I got
Yeah,
dark.
oh my god.
Dark.
I was so silly at one point when I was 21. I went to a strip club and I asked one of the gals, because I was also awkward. I asked one of the gals when she was grinding her ass on my genitals. I said, "What do you think about the war in Iraq?"
Oh my god.
And she said, she was actually very real about it. She's like, "Is now the right time to be thinking about that?" And then she kept grinding her ass on me. And I'm like, "Yeah, fair enough."
Okay, strip club autism. You're calling me out when
I know my
Yes.
own. I know my own. I'm way worse, and I know my own.
My
but
favorite
cool.
was my friend we were doing we were dancing and she was walking in the back. She's older and she said something about her not colostomy. What's that
this
test
sounds
you
hot
have
already.
to have when you're older?
Colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy.
Booyah.
Yeah. She has to have a colonoscopy and she got to dance with this old guy and they're walking into the VIP and all I hear is her talking about it and he turns around and goes, I don't want to hear about the colonoscopy anymore.
Oh wow.
That is horrifying. That is
Wow.
extremely
Yeah.
horrifying.
That is strip
You kind of
club
hit close to
autism.
home for that old dude.
Well,
I'm
that's
gonna
why
say.
she kept
Yeah.
asking him because she had to have it. And she thought, well, you're old.
Can you like
Wow.
give me a dice or like
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, inspect this colon,
that
please.
down,
Is
though.
there like lube involved?
Oh my god.
You're
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna
Are
judge
you
your
gonna start
technique,
asking
girl.
me if I have any dogs now? Like,
He's probably like, I wish you would ask me about my fucking dogs.
She was probably like, this is nice. I don't know. Like, I was the easiest client she had all day. Like, I didn't try to like grope her. I asked her about
She re-
herself.
Was she
Like,
offended?
yeah.
Was she offended that you didn't try to grope her? Or was
No,
like,
she
"She's
just
trying to
shoved her
nod."
tits in my face. It was like a like I was like,
Shut
okay.
Oh, that's really
Yeah,
sweet.
it was
up.
fine. It was,
That
it
is
was
my
fine.
tits.
sweet. Aw.
She had very large boobs.
Very large boobs. That-
Yes.
Did you remember to tip the stripper, or did you put the dollar in, or anything like that?
I didn't tip her for me, but my friend tipped her pretty well. He knew her.
He knew
Oh,
her.
that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
She
yeah.
went with a creep.
He paid the well. He
creep.
knew all of the strip. He's a interesting dude.
Lonely.
Strip club
Very lonely.
connoisseur.
Very
Yes.
lonely.
Remember the
Yeah.
connoisseurs?
Yeah,
Like
they're
the
just horny, lonely
dinosaurs.
guys. Yeah. Like dinosaurs?
The connoisseurs.
Connoisseur. Okay.
Strip club connoisseurs.
That's how we explained it to her. We said they're like dinosaurs, except they know a lot about stuff. Connoisseurs. And that
He
was.
was so young to be so into the like already hanging out there though. He was I think
How old was
maybe.
he?
Well, if I was 21, he was I think the same age as me, or maybe
Oh my.
younger.
clubs open up to
Yeah,
guys
he
at
was
18.
Young.
He's
I went
probably
to a
so
strip club
advanced
on
now.
my 18th birthday. I went to a strip club on my 18th birthday. Yeah. Went right
Talk
in
about
there.
it.
Who brought you?
A friend did from high school. We're like, let's go, and I'm like, yeah, let's definitely do it. And then I'd never been to one, and then a lady asked me for. She's like, hey, do you want to get a lap dance? I'm like, sure. And then the first thing she did, by the way, it was actually Deja Vu in Fullerton.
All right.
And she said, hey, do you want to buy me a drink? Right off the bat. And it was like a $12 drink. I knew it was a hustle. And I was like, why don't you dance first, and then I'll decide whether or not you deserve this drink. And she didn't like that. She did not like that.
Wow.
But it was a hustle. It was a hustle. Anyway, so she did the dance, and then at one point, she just stopped dancing and just started rubbing my dick through my pants. And I thought that's what lap dances were. But they're not that at all.
I'm going to crank this drink out of you whether you
Yeah, yeah.
She's like, I'm tired. Let's just do this.
And then afterwards, I did give her the drink. I'm a gentleman. I'm like, oh, you earned the drink. You earned the drink. And then that was a good old time.
You
That
had
was-
money?
I had all of like my lunch money saved up. It was pretty much all blown on that night. It was like $20 for the cover and then like $20 for the lap dance.
You
Wow.
look young now. I can imagine how young you looked at 18.
Very
He was,
young.
Like 12
I definitely
rolling
looked
into
underage.
a strip club. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just very.
Just like, give me all your lunch money, bitch. Like,
like, you remind me of my son. Now do it. Ugh. But yeah.
That got creepy.
Yeah.
yeah.
As per usual on this podcast. But yeah, so that was my. I've only been to a strip club, by the way, about maybe 10 times total in my life. I'm not like a big connoisseur, but I enjoy.
He did take money from the stripper, though, on stage when he went.
This is poorly framed. I did, but I didn't. You know what I mean? You guys ever
I
see
know
when
what that
people
means.
are kind of raining dollar bills on strippers? You've seen this, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever see when they just kind of fall to the floor of the singles?
That's where Brandon
You've seen
comes
it. Yeah.
in.
This is where I come in. Maybe perhaps I didn't have a job at that point. Maybe perhaps I picked up a few bills. Just to pick up a few bills. Whose money
that's
was
for
that?
girls.
Not on the stage. though.
Yes.
Yes. Thank
They were making way more money than I was. I was very poor, and I also am very apologetic. I'm sorry about it to this day. But yeah, I did pick up a couple of
What
dollars.
strip club was it? Can they like?
Right over here.
Sahara. What was it?
No, it wasn't Sahara.
Sahara. I don't know
It
what the
was
fuck it
right
was.
here.
I was super
the
drunk.
library.
It was the library.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
were
I was
with
the
Tron.
library. Yeah, I was with Tron. He has actually a show on this network, and I was with Tron, and he was great. He paid for the whole way in, and then paid for one of my drinks, and then
And
I
then
just
you
started-
stole
I just
money
started
from the
earning money.
strippers. How
Not
much did you take?
Strippers
Earning my
Like
ass.
20
Like,
bucks?
no.
over 20. I had 120. There was a 20 on the floor. I had no job. There was a 20 on the floor. So I grabbed it, and then
These
now I
girls
wouldn't
are
do
shaking
that.
it to pay for med school. I'm just
No, they
Maybe.
certainly are not. They certainly are not. No. They always say like med school or nursing school. No. There are no. I've never seen a
I've
stripper as a
met-
nurse. I've
I've-
seen nurses. They don't look
No.
like them at all.
Brandon, I know a girl that I worked
Yeah?
with. She's a nurse now.
Wow, the one
was
that
she
made
trying
it.
to like earn money specifically for nurse school, or
And
was
to pay for her bills and stuff, yeah. And then another
Mm.
girl that came from like Argentina, and she was a doctor there. And then she
Wow.
came to America, and she couldn't just become a doctor. You have to go back to school. And so she started stripping to pay her way through that.
Oh, that's
That
so.
sounds-
Two people.
That's
It's like
so
the Cardi B of the
sad.
medical field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that sounds like the beginning of a porn though. Like that was a storyline. Like she came from Argentina,
Yeah.
and she
As
was
a-
a doctor, and now she's gonna show you how it's done. Like,
Yeah.
like it just
Make any man come within a minute. A master of the prostate gland.
And we all treated her like not a normal stripper. We're like,
Oh, really?
Oh my God, you're smart.
You're like, what does this rash look like to you?
Yeah, we
I
did,
need
yes.
to know.
And like Michelle, our friend that
Okay.
was going to school for nursing,
We've all
we're
been
like,
there.
through a condom, can you get X, baby? You know,
AIDS.
we're like,
AIDS. We know you're going to AIDS.
no, we were
Nope,
just
okay.
trying. Well, I knew AIDS, you can't.
AIDS, you can't. It's only for the
No.
gays, right?
are there
No,
diseases you can get through? Well, I know herpes because it's not like
Herpes, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I keep.
It
hearing.
goes through the condom.
no, it doesn't go
Oh,
through. It's
HPV maybe
because it's around the area. So it's like
Yeah.
a skin to skin contact thing. It's not like just a fluids thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Health
skin to
class over
skin
here.
contact thing like confuses me a lot because for me it's like, have you not gone deep enough to where like you're hitting the pubic bone? Like where does the STD stop? You
Yeah,
know, is
hey,
it the
hey,
halfway
oh,
point
yeah.
of the peni? Like what happens?
Yes, no, some men do not hit that pubic bone, actually, Sasha. Some men fall quite short and maybe
Why?
get a little bit soft in between.
I don't understand.
Sasha.
I I don't understand how that happens.
You're fucking wrong,
Like,
Brandon.
So like it goes like this, right?
Uh,
And then you stop before you go here, or you just stop
whoa,
here.
you're.
Yeah, how do I know where the STD line is? Like, that's what my question is.
I
for
think
people.
if you see somebody who has herpes, probably just if they're having like a flare up, maybe just don't have sex
Well, I
with
mean,
them.
like,
Like
something
somebody has a
sneaky.
bunch
But
of.
I like that you went
Yeah,
maybe
that's
on
true.
that. Maybe.
Yeah,
Depends
I mean,
how-
I don't know. There are people who are.
But if
maybe
they
super
paid for a
desperate out
steak
there, just
dinner-
maybe don't do that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe
Okay.
they paid for a steak dinner. That's a very cheap, like, I'll get AIDS. It's fine.
Yeah.
Steak dinner.
Oh, it's a ribeye.
Was it a
He was surf
wagyu?
and turf. Like,
Was it? Was it a wagyu steak? Was it wagyu? Was it Kobe beef? Then
I don't know what wagyu is.
I
It
don't-
sounds,
Wagyu.
sounds like a weird. Yeah.
I don't know. It's
That sounds
some-
like this thing would be called a wagyu.
Yeah,
I
the
think I
Japanese
named
word
it.
for pocket pussy. Wagyu.
Wagyu.
I could
You're
see
going
that.
around trying to find
I
a
could see it.
restaurant, and you're just like Wagyu, and they're just like, oh no, no,
Yes.
no, what the fuck?
That's her
Perfect.
name now.
What I think is really funny about how
Wagyu.
people treat people in the sex industry is like they think that everybody's just like that. When I used to work at the sex shop, people would come in and they would be so excited. Like they would just be overly excited.
Sorry, excuse me. Firstly, did you have jack off booths in your sex?
No,
shop?
we didn't have the arcade. Actually, people would
The
call.
arcade?
That's what it's called. It's called an arcade.
Wow.
They call it the arcade.
They call it an arcade. They would call up and they'd be like, "Hey, do you guys have an arcade?" And I'm like, "No, you sicko, click." Like so.
Whoa.
Well, not clicking. It's just, but you know.
Did they have to pay in tokens? Was it like a? What was that?
Where
What
are
a-
there? Are there still arcades?
There are arcades at certain
know
places.
This is not any arcade. I used
never been
to
to
frequent
one.
arcades, but
I've-
not like this.
I've never been to one, but on Garden Grove Boulevard,
Oh.
there is an arcade. I know because I've lived in Garden Grove my whole life, and my brother, like back in the 90s, it was like the thing. Like you went to arcades as a kid. Like we didn't have like a shit ton of like video games
we
at
went
home.
to real arcades. I was
Real
part of this
arcades,
Yeah, we did
real
too, yeah.
arcades,
Marvel versus
yes,
Capcom.
yes, yeah, like
Mortal
Street Fighter and
Kombat,
shit like
yes.
that. But there is like it says XXX arcade, and I remember driving by it all the time because it was right by my house, and my brother just begging my dad, like he was like 5, like, please, we have never been to that arcade. That's the only one we haven't been to. Can we please go? My dad's like, we're not going to that arcade. So like every time I drive by it, I'm like, that's the arcade. That's the only arcade my brother never went to.
Your dad had the high
I
score.
bet he has now.
Yeah, he had the high score in
Really
Ass
hope not.
Invaders. It's perfect. It's
Ass
good.
Invaders.
Ass Invaders. Gotta
Bubble
go.
butt buster.
I went in there once as an adult, and they had I didn't go into the arcade portion, but it was like really late night, and we were all kind of drunk, and it was like, oh, let's just like go into a sex shop or whatever. We went in with a couple friends. They had a purple alien woman with 3 titties. And she was vacuuming. It was like a giant statue, and she just had
Oh
a
my
vacuum.
God.
It costed $3,000,
No,
and it was like an old
I like how
ass
Sasha's like,
vacuum.
I know that one.
I just want to know what you do with it. What do you do with that?
That was a game.
Like
do?
Sasha.
Novelty shit. Like, why do
Made-
people want like a robotic twerking butt? Like when you could just
Hold
find
on.
that
People
for-
want
Hold
that?
on.
Wait, they
Hold
have
on.
that?
Is that available? Yes.
Yeah, it is.
What's
Okay,
the availability?
So I believe it was Pornhub.
Discount code Sasha50. Go ahead.
Right. I'm an influencer for sex shops shit. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Use code Sasha for 10% off. Yeah, Pornhub released a twerking, not a pocket pussy, but a masturbator. Like it's basically a human-sized buttocks that twerks, like, and that it has a pocket pussy on it. So it's like the whole package without the emotional connection.
Human?
It's-
Humanity of it.
Is this the beginning of the robots that you have sex with?
Maybe. No, actually, it's not the beginning. Actually, that was like just the tip of the iceberg.
Is
Like there are
this-
countries where they have full
Just
on
the tip.
The beginning of Sky Cunt. The beginning of Sky Cunt. Go ahead. Sky Cunt is taking over.
Sky cunt.
You can pay a lot of money for a sex robot. Like it's a thing. I watch like this
Whoa.
like show on it, not on specifically on sex robots, but
It's okay. Whatever you watch. It's fine. Don't need to
This is
disclaim
what I do
it.
at
That's
home.
fine.
no, there's
No
this
judgment.
chick online. I can't remember her name, but like she does like exploring different like sex niches kind of thing, and I've watched her little show, and she did one on sex robots. They like talk to you and
No
stuff
way.
like that, but they're supposed
my
to be
God.
for like emotional connection too, not just for sex. Like people have actual full on like emotional relationships,
my
and they
God.
respond very intelligently. It's really creepy.
Oh, like that movie.
Because the guys are like, "Do I make you horny?" They're like, "Definitely not." And it's like, "Oh my god, this is real. This is
so
real.
real.
It's sentient.
It's so real.
It's
like
a sentient sex."
Joaquin Phoenix was in that movie.
Oh, her
yes,
Yes.
her.
Her,
Yeah.
her.
with Scarlett
Her.
Johansson. You could hear she was hot still.
Yeah, yeah, you could.
Yeah. You
Yes.
could hear she was hot.
You
That's
could
real.
hear she was
That is
hot,
real. You
yes.
could hear her hotness.
You're like,
That's
oh my
so
god,
real.
her tits are firm. I can
Yeah,
tell.
from her voice.
Yes.
She had firm tit voice. Exactly.
And he had that like child molester's mustache.
Oh my god.
Yes,
dude,
he
such
did.
pedophile.
He did.
Huge,
Yes.
huge pedophile. I was waiting for that. I'm waiting for that in the sequel. Like here's where he
By the
becomes a
way,
pedophile.
out there, if you have that mustache, shave it.
Why were his
But
pants
also, I'm
so
trying
high?
to grow that mustache. What's that?
Why were his pants? Everybody in the movie had their pants like up to their tits, and I couldn't figure
Yeah.
out why. It was like in the future, everybody wears their pants up
Well,
to
you know
their
how
Style.
like right
So
now it's
weird.
the ass is in, and in the future we're gonna rebel and be like, pants to here.
Right now, I feel like what's in the style is whatever is ugly. Whatever's the fucking ugliest. Like you want jean high, like up to your belly button jeans. That's what's in right
oh,
now.
the mom
Rude.
jean. Yeah.
No, but that's what's in us. What I'm saying, and I
I'm
think it's
totally
fine.
into it. Like,
I
I'm totally
like
into it.
the older school style, I guess, where it's just like the jean, the top of the jeans come down to like the top of the pussy lips. Have we seen this?
The
Oh,
Christina
Jesus.
Aguilera.
Yeah.
dirty. Yeah.
Well,
Like,
that's
yeah.
fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But I'm just saying.
Do you know how uncomfortable those pants are to wear though? That
Extremely.
you cannot do fucking anything.
I
in those
can't
pants.
imagine.
Do you wear those
Honestly,
pants?
no. But honestly,
He's like, I know.
you guys are women. You guys are women. I want to say that first. And it's amazing what you guys will wear to try to basically to look sexy, which is awesome. But that's so uncomfortable to me. I am just in awe of it. In terms of thong underwear, which it's underwear that goes up your butt cheeks.
I have it on right now.
That's very uncomfortable. I couldn't do anything with
It's
something
not bad.
between my butt cheeks right now. That's
Wait.
crazy.
How old are you?
33.
33. Okay,
Yeah.
so you were around the same time in high school that I was.
Okay.
So did you ever wear women's skinny jeans?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, I
No.
totally
wear
could have imagined you
normal-
in women's skinny jeans.
I'd
can
look
too.
great in
Yeah.
them. Firstly, I'd look great in them. I have the thighs to pull it off. I have skinny calves. You are correct about that. But no, I never wore anything like that. I just wear normal fitting pants right now.
That was like the thing though when I was in high school was I remember guys like bringing their girlfriends to like
Shit.
like Abercrombie and Fitch and shit
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and then going in and like having their girlfriend like pull these sizes, and then they would go in and try on the pants because that was like the thing, like skin tight jeans for
Yeah.
dudes.
Truth be
Yes.
told, I do wear women's clothing to this day. Truth be told, but it's this sweater. This is a lady's sweater,
It is kind of.
but it is
girly.
fantastic, and I don't mind.
I'm gonna get
wearing
you a
it.
new fucking sweater.
Do not.
Where
There's
did
no
you get
better
that
sweater.
sweater?
That's it.
Clearance aisle at Rainforest Cafe. Bitches, it was like $10.
It reminds me of something
What?
from the East
All
Coast
right.
Wings, the store Wings.
Nope, no one knows that.
why it's
No one
just,
knows
like,
that.
such
He
a
just
whore
wants to be
for us
included.
today.
They know it out
Listen.
there.
I don't know it out there. Maybe
That
they do.
is-
Maybe our Western.
Oh, it has like a little palm tree.
It has a
Yes,
palm tree.
it
It
has
said
a-
Rainforest
says
Cafe.
Rainforest
It said Rainforest Cafe on it. I unstitched the cafe part. I don't know if I unstitched it.
You
Why
did?
did you unstitch just the cafe though?
Because it looked lame. It looked
You're so
fucking
weird.
lame.
but just rainforest is
Yeah,
cool.
Not
rainforest
the
with a
entirety
palm
of the
tree.
hoodie, everybody. Just the cafe part.
I
Just the
know,
cafe
what
part.
the
Yeah,
hell?
that's right. That's right. What's that?
What the hell?
I'm gonna defend this to my death. I'm gonna defend this sweatshirt to my death.
I
love
think
it.
you only defend the sweater because it's on brand at this point in time, and it's
on brand.
It's
Is
like,
it on brand?
who
I
is
don't know.
Brandon
Brand.
without his purple sweater?
Exactly. No one even knows who I am, and they're like, "Whoa, purple sweater." now."
Yeah, like I mean I was meeting him outside of the taco truck that's out here, and I was just kind of like, is that Brandon? And then I saw the sweater, and I was like, of course it is. Like, yes,
I would have
yes,
never known
yes,
that was
honey,
a women's
show
sweater
these hoes.
until you just
You
mentioned
would
a
have
it.
never known that was a woman's sweater. Never known.
I would have never
Never?
like specifically just been like he's wearing ladies. Now I'm questioning everything you're wearing. I'm like, what else is ladies?
You
It's
should
not the only
always.
ladies thing, but
He says he's not wearing
Next
a
to the
thong, but do
pasties.
we know?
listen. Here's the weird thing: the zipper is on the wrong side. Why is that? Why is the lady zipper on the other side? Does anyone
might-
figure that out?
I think
Did
that's
you guys know
just that sweater. To be
No.
honest.
Female zippers
No,
or female
yeah.
clothing is on the other side for
Oh, yeah,
some
and
reason, and I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buttons.
And I'm
too.
sorry.
Buttons. It's
They
on the
said
other
butts.
side.
They said
Buttons.
butts
No.
are in the front on a woman.
Butts
A woman
are
has a
not
front
on
butt.
the wrong side on a
I was
woman.
about to get an. I was about to get an anatomy lesson. I don't know much about the female anatomy.
No.
That's
I
real.
Know that.
It's buttons. I think buttons are on the wrong side. I know a friend, and he would like complain about that because he would buy shirts, and he's like, "This has like women's buttons. It's on the wrong side." And I'm like, I didn't notice that it's on the wrong side because they've always been on that side for me. So I guess it's the right side. For me. I don't really
Maybe
know.
it is the right side, and that guy is a misogynist. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, you are not kidding. Take it seriously. He is.
I never knew that about.
Who's
the
to
buttons.
say
That's
what's
funny.
Yeah,
right, you
I
know?
wouldn't know unless I heard somebody complaining about it. That would be.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Where are we in stories? Who has a story left? Who? I think everyone has a story left of our guests.
Oh yeah, it's more so about like where do you want to take this?
Yeah.
Hey,
really.
we're taking
Well,
it
Where are we
away.
you
going?
had ghost stories and
But
Or
also
strip
maybe
club.
strip club stories. What do you got left in the strip
ghost
club?
strip
tank?
clubs.
Ghost strip clubs. The Phantom of the Strip Club. Like yeah.
I
I'm
just wanted meth.
sing for me. Twerk for me.
And pussy.
Ghost strippers. Would you pay extra for a ghost stripper or less?
I wouldn't pay at
Less.
all. I wouldn't pay at all. There's no feeling of sensation.
I would imagine that there would be
She
some
would
dude
haunt
out there
you.
who specifically is just like, I only deal with ghost strippers. Like, there was a dude that was selling like legit. He was selling $100 tickets to heaven. Like, I feel like you could sell
What?
stripper lap dances. This was a thing.
You know what? Anything goes. I swear to God. Anybody can make money on anything.
You're my
if
favorite.
You sell it.
Yeah, I feel
'Cause
like
there are so many weirdos out there.
ghost lap dances. Like, people would pay extra for
They'd
that.
be
I feel
like-
like there's a market for it somewhere.
Oh my God! I totally felt it.
Yes.
Yeah. oh my God! Yeah. Like you know what I mean?
Totally
Like,
imagining a
spooky-
sequel to Glenn Ross with ghost hookers, ghost prostitutes.
I don't know who you were talking about.
The ghost board. I'm fucked on the ghost board. Has no one seen that? David Mamet.
I've seen
No.
Ghostbusters. I just can't
David-
think of what.
Ghostbusters?
Wait, what did you just
no,
say?
No. Glenn Ross with ghosts, ghost
Oh.
prostitutes. Has
Is that
anyone-
like the guy with
David
the apple
Mamet.
that painted?
Kevin Spacey is in it.
No.
It's about
No.
selling things. ABC, always be closing. The board, I'm fucked on the board. Oh, all right. Well,
Only you.
Well, I know Always Be Closing, but I didn't know that was specifically from a Kevin Spacey movie.
You motherfucker.
what motherfucker? That I'm wiping my mouth on this tablecloth here?
There are tissues over
No,
There's a-
too far. A
But
tissue
I
too
feel
far.
like there's a lot of DNA on this.
There's a lot of
Probably.
DNA.
You're right.
in
You
a
are
lot
not
of
wrong.
things.
You are
And
not
on-
wrong.
You know,
Not
what
yet.
did we name this again?
Proceeds to
Sylvia?
touch it. Proceeds
No,
Sylvia?
to touch
they
it.
had a name earlier.
I have a friend named Sylvia.
Ew, it makes
that
a
her?
weird noise.
Kind of a-
Why wouldn't it make a weird noise? It should make all the weird noises. What is the weird noise it makes?
It made like a.
Oh, that's the worst thing I've ever
Dude,
heard. That's
we
so
should-
I
uncomfortable.
told you it's horrible.
We should change this into
Yeah.
a sex toy ASMR channel.
Oh, yes,
Dude,
yes.
What is the deal? Okay, what's the deal?
wants
What
to
is
listen
the
to
deal
that
with
shit, though?
ASMR channel?
I like
Because
the Triple X Seinfeld you're trying to do right now.
I think we could sell sex toys branded on here.
Oh shit!
Wow, she
Oh,
found the noise.
work
She
it,
found the
girl.
noise.
Work it, girl. And that's dry.
So this is
Oh,
my.
God.
Oh, yep.
God.
Just
DNA.
Dude, I just you made it worse for me just now. I was like, this is not.
okay. We're just gonna have this during the
Just
rest
gonna
of the
have that
podcast.
in the background.
Podcast,
No,
yeah.
sex toy ASMR. I think we can make a lot of money. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Okay.
No,
I
there-
like that.
There are a lot of channels that are doing ASMR stuff now, and I
What
love
is
it.
ASMR?
So I forgot what the acronym is, but it's basically where it's like high definition noises, and it's supposed to set off a response in you. Look that shit up. It's supposed to set off a response in you that's either like a satisfying
what
response, it's
ASMR is.
therapeutic. There's a lot of benefits to ASMR, and there are. Here, look up any like soap ASMR channel, and it's where they get
Oh yes.
it's where they get dried soap. They cut with an X-Acto knife, and they cut textures into it, and then they cut it out, and then the trickling sounds of like those soap pieces falling on tile or something like that, it's supposed to be therapeutic and it's supposed to be crazy. So I think we could do that with pocket pussies with different textures.
I don't know if
Different
this
loops.
is therapeutic though. I don't think. Oh wait, I'm not doing it right.
It might be to like a 17-year-old
Yeah.
boy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
like Samarin.
Not to a novice's ear, but think about just that sound times 1,000, like just the rain of lube and cum from a pocket pussy. Just that. Pop, 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 pop,
yeah.
pop, 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 pop.
It could be, you could fall asleep to it.
You could. I have. That's how I grew up. In
I
the-
think I
Hey.
could too.
Yep.
That
Oh.
was-
Oh my God.
fun.
Just like the real thing, right? I
that was
don't
That
know.
was such a large noise for such a interesting. Oh wait.
Feels like we're doing like a pussy pop commercial. It's the pussy
All you
pop.
ladies pop
Oh,
your
Snap,
no,
pussy
crackle,
like
and
this.
pop.
My pussy's looking dirty.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'll
been through
take it
shit, like-
still.
It has
It's
like the
seasoned.
little
It's a
ridgy
vet.
things on it and everything.
It
to,
has a
like,
what on
collect.
it?
Ridgy things.
That's what I like to call it too.
Now it's come to life.
Oh my God.
How am I suddenly thirsty?
Thirsty
Well,
for
It's hot in
pussy.
here.
you passed a
It is.
test for being gay.
I am
That's what
bi,
we're at.
so
There
so there's that.
Oh,
There's that.
Okay.
that's sticky.
See?
It is very sticky.
It's
I don't
naturally
think that's
sticky.
ever something you want to hear a vagina described as. It's sticky.
No.
No, that's not like one of those like trigger words where
Like
people are
wet,
like, I dig
yeah.
this. Wet, yeah. Sticky, no.
Girl, your pussy is so adhesive. Baby.
I'm gonna name it Elmer's.
Elmer's
With that Aunt
pussy.
Jemima pussy.
That's fun.
Oh, I love that.
Sticky.
That might be my favorite line of the episode. Coming with that Aunt Jemima's pussy.
I think sticky is maybe one of the least sexy words. Maybe stinky too.
Both.
Stinky's not sexy.
Stinky.
Sticky is
bad.
okay. Sticky is okay. Stinky? That's horrifying. That's horrifying.
Just any.
I dealt with
Those are
something
not
recently. That's
sexy
horrifying.
words.
If I were to have
certainly
somebody
isn't.
like audibly be like, "Oh, your pussy's stinky," I'm just kind of like, "Okay," and you're 7 for using that word about my smelly fucking pussy. Like,
Whoa.
stinky.
Ye
like
doth protest too much, though, madam.
Because I'm
Careful.
imagining like someone taking off someone's pants and like, that's stinky, and I'm just kind of like, do you want me to call your mom so that she can pick you up?
Okay,
Like, what do we-
listen, I don't know who the guys you're doing, but if it's stinky enough for me to say, I'm sorry, it's really stinky, it's stinky. Please. How else is a guy supposed to say anything? All right,
I
it's
find
just
funny,
it throws
'cause
you
anything
off.
with like an E at the end of it, I feel is childish.
He comes up and he's like, "That smells like shit."
That's from the diaries right there. That's from the Aaron Hart diaries. I like that.
It got so big.
You stretched out our pocket pussy.
I stretched her out.
Tore her and stretch her. So, how long have you guys been doing comedy, or what? How did you guys meet? Whoop.
How did you meet? Yep.
No, how did you meet?
How did
Then
I
I
saw him doing comedy, and I'm like, hey, you want to do this? They're
Where,
like, yeah,
where
let's
were
do
you
it.
guys doing comedy?
In Long Beachy,
Long
Orange County
Beachy.
area.
I think I've seen you at like a lot of comedy
Yep.
stuff. I just had like
I'm
I
that
met
well
you
known. I'm
at
that well
some
known.
point.
I think
Ugh,
I've
now I
seen
feel like
you.
my
I'm that
kids
well
are
known.
weird.
That's as big a name as I have.
I've
I
seen
think I've
him.
seen you. You were crying on stage. Yep, that was me. That was me. I was having an emotional day.
What if I just told you like I didn't see you on stage? Like I saw you buying your medication at the store.
Which medication are we talking about? I buy Cialis.
Cialis.
Cialis?
Only Cialis. Dude, the
Among others.
Cialis random, but like there was a ads in Cabo for Cialis, and it's just pictures of old dudes with like nail marks on their back. That's the in Mexico. That's how they advertise Cialis, is just like old men with like nail marks all over their back.
Wow.
I don't
Oh
know
my
about
God.
anybody else. I've never scratched someone during sex. Like, I've never been the type of person who's just kind of like, oh, fucking yeah. Like, you know, like, I've never, like, scratched someone during sex. Like, it's
Barking
been
up
that
the
good.
wrong tree here, honey.
No, I
that
can't.
has happened, and
I think
Do you scratch people during sex?
I do not scratch people. I am very aware of what I'm doing. I do not do that. perhaps that has happened to me. Perhaps recently.
I think you've had interesting partners.
Yeah. Yep, I have. That's the end of that. Moving on. Moving on. Yeah, no, but there's been scratches. I don't know. It depends on how harsh you want to get. What is the level of that you would go to? Some women will scratch you, perhaps when they're coming, if that's real even. Do we even know if that's real? Does that happen?
Women coming?
Yes, exactly.
Well,
We don't
yeah.
know. We don't know.
It happens.
Scientists
they
have
do
debated
that.
it since the 60s. Well, I'm not convinced yet, but
I don't know how these meninists are like justifying their bullshit these days, but I feel like that's one of those routes.
I get soft very easily. That's my main justification.
This is a
Blame it
social
on the
defense
lady.
mechanism.
Yep. Yep, it sure is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that may or may not have happened. So that's the thing that happened. I don't know.
Do you scratch people during sex, V?
No, I have baby hands, so that's not. It's not.
But
working.
do you
Like,
do you
I like
do you
my
shake a rattle in
hands.
their face then? I'm coming. I'm coming.
Were you in my room? Like no, no,
You
no,
You pull a speaking spell.
no. I have.
The cow says.
I
The
bit
zebra
my
says,
nails for like the longest time. I finally stopped, but I did. I bit my nails for the longest time. So scratching people in general, and I am like a baby. Like if I stop biting my nails, I will legit. I've cut my face. I've
No.
scratched myself because I'm not used to having nails, and I will scratch the shit out of myself. Like I need mittens.
Yeah, those little like baby mittens.
Yeah.
Like I love how they don't give you a thumb. Like the thumb's for old people. Like you get the circle mitten.
need
Like that's what I love about baby mittens. It's just kind of like you're not allowed to use that opposable thumb, you fucking subhuman.
I didn't know that they didn't have thumbs.
I didn't know that either.
I've been around. I'm Filipino. We duplicate often.
I haven't been around a lot of babies, so I don't know.
Around a
I-
lot
yeah,
of
I
children.
haven't
Lot
I've been
of
around
babies.
too many babies.
Do you have babies?
Not
Saying it's too many.
not
that you
yet. No, they were
Babies are
all miscarriages. We were talking about this earlier. They were all miscarriages.
Oh, God.
I have been around though recently, not recently, but a couple of years ago. I had an ex-girlfriend for about 9 or 10 years, and
She was your ex-girlfriend for 9 or 10 years, or
she was my girlfriend, and then became my ex-girlfriend. She took me over to her aunt's place, who just had a kid, and the baby was less than a year old, and they gave me the baby to hold, and I was very tense, like I couldn't
Why would
relax.
they give you the baby?
That's what I said. I'm like, why would you don't give me a baby ever?
has no faith. in
Don't give me
you.
a baby ever. But she's like, no, it's fine. Hold it. And I just held it very stiffly. And like when I was talking, I wouldn't talk loud around it because I didn't want to talk very loudly in a baby's ears. I
Yeah.
was very self-conscious about it. And then they put the baby in another room. And they had this wonderful Hispanic kind of, whatever mother raising it or whatever. You know what I mean? One of the ones hired. And they're like, hey,
Yeah.
Brandon, can you go in and check on the baby? I haven't heard in a while. And then I went in there, and the baby was crying. And then I undid the diapers of the baby, and the baby had an erection. The baby had an erection. And I was like, what do I was like, I don't want anyone to come in on this right now. I felt very uncomfortable. Go ahead, V. What do you? What's the question?
Okay, so the baby was crying, and your first reaction after, like, not knowing this baby is, I'm gonna undo the diaper. Like,
I
what?
thought it had like a mess in its pants. I thought I don't.
You could just
Either
check
they
in
want
the
to be
back, though,
fed.
right?
Yeah.
I
Is
don't.
that the thing?
I know
Like that.
nothing of raising babies.
No, that's
Wait,
a good
can babies
checklist.
get erections?
No,
They
get
certainly
erections.
can, V. They certainly can. Maybe perhaps because it had to pee or whatnot. However, the baby had a hard dick, and I felt very uncomfortable. I didn't want anyone to come in on me with the baby and the hard dick. I was very uncomfortable, and I just put the diaper back over it. I'm like, let me just try to
That happens.
snap this
It's
back
normal
over.
to
Well,
get an erection.
I felt
Yeah.
very awkward.
This is like new knowledge to me. I
I
had
thought-
no idea babies could get
Well,
erections.
babies do. Yeah.
Babies get
and
erections.
that's why they touch themselves a lot.
Lots of little girls, so no little miniature
Yeah, little
motors.
boys
Nice.
touch. They always have their hands in their pants.
I don't know anything about. All I'm
It's
saying is
not-
there was
it's
a
not-
baby and it had an erection, and I was scared for myself.
and
think
it's
that'd be-
normal. It's not like they're ejaculating, but they're just like.
Whoa, yeah, no,
Like,
definitely
it
not
feels
an
good.
ejaculating baby. Please,
No.
can we put that out there,
Yes,
please?
no.
The baby was not ejaculating.
It
No.
feels good to them. So
Another
Uh,
audience.
I wouldn't know. I saw it and I
Kinda
got
like,
scared
Oh,
immediately.
this feels kind of fun.
N-
Like a tickle, like a tickle.
I love how we're all like, no, but then it's like, dude, that's how you sexually like find yourself. Is like just kind
Yeah.
of like, what's this?
No.
Like that's like what happens
As a
sexually.
baby, though, that's a bit early. As a baby,
Well, I
You
mean, they
start
don't know
So
what
advanced.
it is. Like they have no idea what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Like they're just kind of doing things.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I was ready. I was ready to scream at that baby. I was ready to
Like
scream
you
at that
swear like this
baby.
baby had intentions and it was like fucking yeah, Brendan. Like what's up? Like yeah, look at it. Look at this fucking boner. Ask your mom how it was last night. Just this
Oh
baby
my
just
God.
be turning into a terrible
This baby's
fuckboy.
just like pimp now. all of a
Yeah.
sudden. He's wearing a little velvet suit.
The baby made me very uncomfortable, and then pretty much right after that, I just left the baby alone. I put the diaper back
That's the
over it,
right
and then I
move.
left. Yeah, it is the
Yeah.
right move. That's
it's
creepy.
the right move.
I don't.
It's just to leave the baby alone, not to go back to his
God.
mom and be like, your baby has a boner. And
Just
then
leave
just
it
like
there.
leave.
Yeah, no,
the baby there.
that's not how you want to leave anyone's place.
FYI,
Yeah,
like-
hey, your baby's got a boner. I gotta get out of here. Just so you know,
Brandon's
I gotta
I
go.
don't want that baby fucking me tonight. I'm out.
There you.
He's
That
on
baby
the
had
trip.
rapey
I just left
eyes.
him. No, I just left him.
He had such rapey eyes.
Yeah, no. So I left. I left immediately, and that was the
Never
last time
looked
actually I
back.
saw that baby. That was the last time I saw that baby was with an erection.
How long ago
That's
was
real.
that?
That was about 4 or 5 years ago. I haven't been around a baby since.
So there's a kindergartner walking around with an erection looking for you.
No, that's
I
not at
hope
all
he's
what that
not
means.
looking
That's
for it.
very. That's definitely not at all what that means at all. That's dangerous to say. By the way, you're putting me in legal danger right now. I want you to
God.
know that. I want you to know that. But yeah, so that was the thing that happened, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. There was also, by the way, when I was with the same ex-girlfriend, she had a bunch of nieces and nephews, and the nephews came and visited. And I don't know if you've had either nieces or nephews or young children in your care, but they're not usually in terms of like devices that can access the internet. They don't have a lot of freedom. There's a lot of parental controls on that. But so my girlfriend or ex-girlfriend now, she just gave them like, hey, here's an iPad or whatever, and they would go and take a shower for about an hour and a half, whatever, you know what I mean? And but then she would look on her she ended up looking on her iPad, and it literally said, because my cousins were the same age, it literally said naked 12-year-old girls on her iPad in her search engine.
No.
Yes, yeah, that is the worst. You're the most amateur pedophile if you're searching naked 12-year-old girls in Google. That is the laziest you can be as a pedophile, by the way. Just a note to our viewers.
Prepubescent boobies.
Yeah, and he searched that, and she's like, this is bad news. And I'm just like, you got to deal with it. So,
Yeah,
but nothing's
definitely.
happened to her.
I remember finding my friend's brother's search in her laptop, and
no.
it was just like girls' boobs, and you could see it get progressively more. Well, it started out just boobs, and then it was girls' boobs,
Oh,
and then it
God.
was like specific.
Because there were men's boobs. And he's like, oh no, oh
and then
no.
it was big boobs, and it was
Oh.
medium boobs. Like it was like very specific, because I think things that were popping up were so like he was like, this is
These
too much for
boobs
me.
are too big. These boobs are too small.
Tall
Yes.
boobs.
Like-
Venti boobs.
Oh my God.
He was like figuring out his search terms. He was like, do I like large nipples? Like, I don't know. Small
Large
nipples,
nipples.
medium nipples.
Whoa, I go
like,
medium.
That's
Large
hilarious.
boobs, small boobs. Like he was figuring him. Like you could see the thought going
The
into it of
evolution.
him like figuring out like these are my search terms, and then like just reading the last ones and just being like, this is what he likes now. Like he
What
stopped
was it?
there.
They, like,
Yeah, what did he stop on?
Yeah.
I think it was large nipples.
Large nipples.
I think
Good
it was
for him.
large
No
nipples.
offense to anybody with large nipples.
I don't know if it was
No, that's
Asian
fine.
women, but he looked up something super specific. It was like the last one you could see like just the progression. It was like Asian women, large nipples, like so specific.
SilverDollarNips.org. He has a membership there. He has a
there's
login.
like 4 like Asian women with those nipples out there.
I guess I don't know, but it was very very specific, and I couldn't look at him the same anymore
Yeah,
because
you
he was
can't.
like 14. I was like, I know what you like.
I know what you liked last summer.
Yes.
It's the kid porn version.
It's the progression.
That's so funny.
I wonder if he still uses the same. I don't wonder, but yeah, like what if he still uses the same search
Oh
terms?
God, no! He's
Do
he's
people stick
evolved.
with
He's
those?
evolved. Aaron,
Yeah.
you have a couple of kids, or maybe one kid at least, correct?
Yeah, at least
In
one.
terms of that child's, I mean, he's a man now. Have you found anything about his porn tastes?
No.
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 Good for you for not looking, by the way. You
Stealthy
don't
kid.
want to look.
Stealthy
He's not
kid.
that stealthy. Kids are not as slick as they think they are.
My husband's sloppier than him, though.
Ooh, what is the hubs looking at?
Well, no, I mean, he does it in front of me. That's probably why he's
In front of you.
I don't care. And, well,
Yeah, no.
okay, so.
Sasha just co-signing immediately. Yeah,
No,
like,
you
that's
found- you
fine.
found
No, it's like when you're in a relationship for so long, like you just don't care anymore. You're like, so I'm gonna whack off like right in front.
Excuse
of
me,
you.
Sasha. What's the longest relationship you've been in?
I've been in a 3-year relationship at the
That's
most.
fairly
and
long. Okay.
That's a long time,
Okay.
and enough to where I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna masturbate in front of you. I don't want to get like sex is too
Like,
much.
don't touch me right now. I'm gonna
But-
jack off.
But I'm just letting you know I'm horny and I'm gonna take care of it really quickly. Like that's what just happens. Like you're just kind of like
And then what is he doing? He's just watching
going
Nick
about
at
his
Night.
day. I don't know.
Jesus,
Wow.
just
Yeah.
he's on Microsoft Outlook.
Well, because I mean, like the thing is, like sometimes, like you just need to get off, and I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just me because I started watching porn at a very young age, so maybe it's just
What's
me.
young to you?
Young. Well, okay. My first encounter with porn ever was when I was 8, and that
Wow.
is very young. Like, and I get
That
that.
is
And
young.
Yeah,
That
and I
is
was
young.
Like, ooh, like
Dropped
that's
his phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah.
What? Yeah, what is your first encounter with porn at 8? That is young.
Okay, so this is a disgusting story, but I was 8 years old. My mom had like a showroom for her job because she's a general contractor. So she was showing off her job there, and then we had a back office that I would hang out in like all day long. And there were from like a couple businesses down, there were these boys who would come into our office and use our computer. So one day they asked me, they were like, "Hey, do you want to see something?" My 8-year-old asked, like, "Sure." I go in, and it is a girl getting like throat fucked, and I am just like, what is that? You know, because I've never like seen anything like that before, and I was just kind of like, that's interesting. I'm gonna go now, and I think it's just kind of been in the deep recesses of my mind ever since, like in a very terrible way. So this got
Definitely
dark.
terrible.
We are, yeah.
Wow.
Wait, what is your response now to throat fucking? Are you super against or super for it?
I don't have any sort of like kink shaming to
That's-
give you guys. I think
that's super
whatever
for
you're
it.
into, you're into. But and you know what? Maybe it's because I was exposed like at a younger age. Like maybe I'm a little bit more accepting of like what people want
Absolutely.
to do sexually.
A
I'm
little.
just like,
Hey.
do whatever, man. I think you need to start talking about sex like more than people should, like earlier on, like because I think people get confused, and that's where consent gets like muddy and stuff. So
I
like
don't know about that.
like
I
getting-
don't know about consent being muddied, but go. Sorry,
No,
go on.
And I really do think so because, like, I think the more reserved you are towards talking about sex, like, then the less clear your boundaries and your lines are. So it's like, so I'm not saying watch throat fucking at 8 years old, but I am saying, like, definitely.
At 9 years old, definitely.
Yes, yes.
Be
Definitely.
hitting throat fucking,
Yes.
if not anal, by then.
You gotta be into double digits. I feel like
Double-
that's like double
You're
digits.
not
double
into
digits,
fisting.
double penetration.
Gang bang.
That's the rule.
Yeah.
And
Thank
just
you.
to clarify here, throat fucking, you mean like deep throating, not throat fucking like those little holes. I mean,
No,
No,
yes.
this isn't like that. First of all, why is it that small? Secondly, I'm just.
Because it's tighter. That's why, Sasha. Learn it now.
Oh, Lord.
You're throat fucking me. Sorry, go ahead.
on this topic though, like of like
perfect.
kids doing weird things. I had a friend, she was talking to me the other day about her son went out, he was 14. He went out and he bought a pocket pussy. Like that. He went out and he bought
Good for him.
he bought it online. He went and he was smart. He bought a gift card, bought it online, and like she was like, "What do I do about it?" Like you have a son. Like what would you have?
Oh, we found
He
his
earned that pocket
pussy.
pussy. He earned that pocket pussy. Did you confiscate a pocket pussy?
We found one when he was 16, I think, and my husband and I, because you know we're like from the 80s, we didn't know what the fuck it was. It was laying. This thing was laying on our counter. We're like poking.
I'm
it.
sorry. He left
Like
it
the
on the
kitchen counter or like
Well,
which
well,
counter?
You should have it
In
taken
the
away. You can't
bathroom.
leave your sex toys
Okay.
out. That's rule number
And
one.
we were like touching it. We're like, it's like a jellyfish. What the hell is that thing? And I have a sister that's 15 years younger. So I called her and I said, hey. And I described it. What is this thing? And she goes, oh, that's a pocket pussy. And I go, good to know. And she goes, it's probably, his. And I go, okay. So we just walked away because masturbating is normal.
Excuse me, though.
So-
Did he leave that out for you to clean? What was he doing?
Like
He
laundry.
Mom,
Take care of this,
dry.
Mom.
clean out my pocket pussy. I gotta use it.
He was letting it dry.
Why did you practice
and
tonight?
then,
At least he was cleaning.
He was
it.
letting it dry. That's the worst thing
At
I've
least
ever
he was
heard.
cleaning it.
he cleaned
Yeah.
it, yeah.
He
and let
cleaned
it
it?
dry. And then
Ugh.
left it out to dry. And then we
Did he hang it on a clothesline? Where did he hang it?
Aw.
I need to know.
Counter. And then we
On the
came
counter.
back
That's even worse. That's
in the
way
bathroom.
worse.
We came back and it was gone. But then we later let him know we knew he had it. And we were like, whatever, it's normal.
I think that he knew you knew that he had that. Like, and
Yeah.
he was like, I gotta get rid of this now. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
burned it.
Yeah, I don't know if you could look at it the same. If he could like look at her the same way. He's
Yeah.
like, my mom knows about you. Like,
Like it's
Yeah.
just,
We
have to
it's
hide
a,
our
it's
love.
a silicone wrist warmer, Mom. Get off this.
Like those Chinese things. Like
Oh
the-
my
Chinese
God.
finger trap. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chinese
No,
wrist
I'm
I'm
trap.
just imagining him having a talk with it like a girlfriend, like, hey, so I think that we should see other people. Like, just.
Getting another order
He's
in
like-
from Japan.
giving it to the next friend. That's cool. It's like, it's your turn.
Oh,
She's like,
God.
who is she? Her name's Tanga. Oh, like,
Tanga.
Tanga's a brand.
Her name
Oh.
is Leela or Lilo.
Lilo. Yeah,
Lilo.
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 Hello. I just like how ignorant my husband and I were. We're like, what is that?
I'm
Oh
gonna
my
touch
God,
it.
you were poking it.
It didn't
Oh,
have
God.
the lips. It didn't, like, have the.
It was sideways. And we're like,
Mm.
like, I don't know.
Didn't examine it very hard. You need to play more video games. Like when you play video games, I swear to God, you're just kind of like, what is all things? Like, like
Yeah.
Brandon
no, I don't know, but
No,
I'm not
you
gonna follow you on
didn't
this
even
one.
notice
What is
the-
What?
the Christmas-
Sexual video games?
No, in general, like
Whoa.
if you play video games in general, I feel like you get a lot more alert.
The
about
first
things
question
around
is
you.
in a video game, could this be a pussy? Maybe that is the first question. That I will
It
agree with
has
that.
the potential. Most things have the potential for dudes, don't they? Though.
I'm very spatially aware. Like he didn't even notice the Christmas lights on the railing to your
No,
place
I
over here,
didn't.
and I was like, oh, do they just have Christmas lights all the way around? And then you're just like, I didn't even know. And I was
Oh,
like,
No.
here.
How
I
are
did
you-
Yeah.
notice there's no door handle anymore in the front.
Yeah, that has some horrific story behind it. I don't know what it is, but there's no door handle anymore, and that's fine.
I wondered what happened. I
Eh,
came
don't
and I
ask
said,
questions.
This place is getting classier.
Don't
day
ask
by
questions.
day.
I
Door
choose
handle.
not to ask any question. But yeah, there was no door handle on the door coming up here. That's
Somebody
fine.
couldn't get out or couldn't get in. Like that's a yeah.
Both.
There was a trap.
probably both.
It was- they were trapped one way or the
probably
other.
both.
Yeah. It was
You guys,
interesting.
shit. We have almost no time left on this podcast. Who has a story left on either something sexual, strip club, something, anything? What do you got? What do you got? Who has it? Sasha. Sash. What do you got, girl?
Sash.
Yeah, go ahead. Make with it.
trying to think.
Did you have anything or no? Or ghost. Or ghost.
Like how it's like your options are paranormal or pussy. Like you have
Yes.
to pick one of the
PMP.
P's.
Paranormal.
If you
pussies.
have a paranormal pussy story, we've been searching for that.
Yeah.
Ghost pussy.
No, I actually.
Or
I don't-
ghost gash, as those in the know call it. Ghost gash. No one calls it that.
Oh, I was like, is that like a legit thing that
No,
I
it
am
certainly
not
isn't.
aware
It
of? Like,
certainly
it's-
isn't. It
oh
certainly
my
isn't.
Google, I'll see you later. Like no, like
Don't believe Brandon.
it's like just a bunch of pictures of just rooms with nothing in them.
like a wallpaper
It's like
torn.
yeah, 100% ghost pussy. It's just like a porn site with just random rooms.
An empty,
There's nothing. It's just empty.
an empty chaise lounge. Like, just imagine though.
So hot.
imagine. Who has a story left? V. Who?
About ghosts.
Anything. Ghosts or sex industry. Who's got one left?
Do you
Someone
want
has
me
something
to tell
left.
my ghost story, the strip club?
Have you told the story?
I don't think
I'm intrigued.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's
you
wait.
tell us
Let's let our
about-
guests. Do
Okay,
you have
yeah.
anything? Do you have anything? Go on.
Ghosts.
Something.
Strip.
Anything. Ghosts.
Nothing that comes off the top of my head
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
The only thing I can think of is my dad once took a picture and there was like a figure in it.
That's cool.
That was like a thing, yeah. And like I think his boss made him like destroy it because he was like
because he was
he wanted
naked.
to like sell the place or whatever. I guess.
Oh.
So it's like a thing.
Money's very motivating. Who cares if this place is possessed? Like we need to make a buck. Like
I don't know, but like supposedly there was I don't know if there was an actual figure in the picture, but supposedly you can see like orbs and stuff. That's a thing.
Yeah,
In
it
pictures
is.
and
No, it's really not though. Isn't it just like there's a
It's
a light comes into the
reflecting.
camera lens, and then there's an orb, and that's kind of it. And that's how it goes.
No.
That's what I kind
Kinda.
of. I mean, I don't know too much. I used to know people who were really into like, there's a lot of orbs in your picture, and I'm like, I think your camera's just fucked.
Yeah.
Did you
Got to
clean
wipe the
lens?
oil off of your lens is usually what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what you're filming that your camera lens is so oily, but yeah,
I'm like,
ghost pussy.
I don't know. I believe in the orbs.
Oh, Aaron, what do you got, girl?
Oh, okay. Are we doing like story?
Whatever
or-
you got. Either strip
Okay, I
club.
was just gonna talk about. I don't know if I told you about the Greed strips club story when I worked at Ecstasy on Fairview and Warner here in Orange County.
in what city?
Santa
Huntington Beach?
Ana.
Santa Ana. Okay.
Santa Ana.
Mhm.
I was every time you go to the back, it was cubed off rooms, and there was like a guy that would come by with a checkboard to see who was back there doing a dance, and every time it got to like the last part of the song, I thought, oh, you got to do something a little more to get the guy to dance again, and I would look up because I thought it was the guy Markin who was back there, and it was a shadow, a black shadow. And I was like, I called it greed.
It was a black
Greed.
guy. It was a black dude.
No!
It was just a black dude.
It was a ghost who was into watching lap dances.
Yeah.
It was greed. He wanted you to make more money.
Maybe he just was really into watching you do the lap dances.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like maybe you were just super good at it. The ghost just crowded around the entryway and we're like, check this out. Like she's good.
You got to see this girl's asshole. This is amazing. This is amazing. Nope. You're like, I don't have an
He's
amazing
like, "It was
asshole.
real."
No,
and
it was
It's
greed.
normal. Okay, greed. Okay, cool.
Money.
Greed sounds like a rapper ghost though. Like specifically it was like, yeah.
That'd be a good name for a rapper.
It
ghost.
sounds
Yeah,
like the
face
enemy of
tattoo
Chance
and
the Rapper.
Yeah.
Greed.
Greed.
I hate Chance
Or
the
like a
Rapper.
boxer maybe.
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
could've been Greed.
Apollo Greed.
Apollo Greed.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Played by Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. You need to put
That's
the B
real.
in there because
Or
Otherwise,
LeBron.
you just put your
Ron.
B in there.
yeah.
when he was back in Cleveland.
Nope.
Cleveland ghost.
Do we have any local stories? Do you want to talk about anything in particular, Aaron?
No.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's start doing plugs.
Oh,
Plugs.
the-
Aaron, go for
Oh,
it.
the strip club stories. Apparently, it's going down at the old strip club that I used to work at. I heard some stories.
What's the strip club?
I can't say.
Okay, perfect. Good.
But
Good
one
plug.
girl got really fucked up and kissed a underage boy on the cheek and told him how cute he was when she was wasted, and the mom got mad and called the cops.
Wait, why was an underage boy at a strip club?
Parking lot.
Oh, okay.
They were going to a restaurant.
Oh.
Whoopsie. Whoopsie.
There are about 100 other questions I have, but we don't have time
we'll
for
move
that.
on. I
That's
will
fine.
be, and I will be back with Ed Steinfeld and Laguna Beach.
Steiny. Yeah, Steinfeld.
Steiny.
Love
Back
Steinfeld.
on August 8th, and we will be going to Pahrump this weekend to film at a brothel.
Woo!
Okay. Do you have any plans?
Sasha, what do you got, girl?
Oh, I don't even know what those are, to be
Any
honest.
shows
Plug
coming
anything.
up?
Oh,
Whatever you
shows
got. Whatever you got.
coming up. Whatever.
Something you
Or
Literally
what's your
whatever.
Instagram
Something
or
you
your
like,
Facebook?
girl.
or-
You can follow me on Instagram. I'm a millennial, so we're gonna do the Instagram route at
Yeah.
Dasakitty. So DASAKEEETIE. Dasakitty.
That's the
Follow
kidding,
me
girl.
on Instagram, girl. Or
Yeah.
boys. All of them. All of the above.
Yeah.
Follow me.
I had no idea how to pronounce your Instagram handle until now.
It's
I
like
was
that's
always
a
like,
kitty,
"That's
but
kitty."
that's a kitty.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
kitty.
I was
now I know.
dumb in 12.
V
No.
Bentley, what you got, girl?
12. You can follow me too on V Bentley on Instagram, and I run a show out of Long Beach. It's called The Blend. It's at Beachwood Blendery. The next one we're going to be having is on August 10th, and I'm also going to be at House of Blues Anaheim on August 16th.
Fuck yeah. And that Blundery show, that's only once a month, correct?
We're actually having it twice this month. We're figuring out the next date. It's going really well. So I don't know if they're going to be regularly having it twice a month or if they're going to be having kind of like 3 every 2 months. So.
The Blendery show is fucking the shit. I love that show. It's a great fucking show.
Thank you.
Great crowd. I love a lot of the comics that perform with that. I also do a show on that same night, Fridays. 7 p.m. sign up at Max Bloom's Comedy Open Mic in Fullerton. 7 p.m. sign up. Starts usually at 8. And as well, though, yeah, at 8 p.m. I think there's the Blendery comedy show. So yeah, check that out. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
guys.
All right. I have to go to the bathroom so bad. Where is that?
Fucking done.